Shalom. I was peeping out this whole Hulk Hogan thing, I guess. And personally, I don't like the term racist. I really don't. Because I don't really play into the whole race thing. I really don't. I see family lines and lineages and stuff like that, but not really race. I see skin tones, the different shades of wheat. But the race thing is kind of funny to me. Now, I do go with the prejudice, the prejudice dynamic. I go with that. I definitely agree with that dynamic. But as a kid, I was into Hulk Hogan. But then as an adult, he said some things that were disturbing towards people that look like me. But then I'm like, people have to look at other stuff. Like, it's a video out here with him playing young Jeezy. So he was into a lot of entertainment that dealt with melanin people. He even had relationships with melanin people. Him and Rock had a relationship. So did he hate melanin people? See, the one particular thing that I seen and heard out his mouth was something about his daughter dating somebody of color. And I'm like, okay. Funny thing about that is that majority of the melanin people I know don't want their children to date someone of palm skin color. I'm like, what's the difference? What's the difference? I myself had that mindset for a while that, I would prefer my child to date within our demographic. But then my demographic kind of changed and shifted. Me walking as an Israelite and stuff and no longer as a Christian, it's like, I want my child to be with somebody that's Torah observant. Now, somebody said, well, what about the skin color thing? I'm like, I found that there are more people that I deal with, that I have great relationship, that are Torah observant, are palm skin. Some of my best customers as a Israelite businessman are palm skin. Those that look like me a lot of times don't even support me. Now, does that change my preference or anything? My wife is melanin, so I desire that. But again, I would want my children to be somebody with somebody that's Torah observant over being with a Christian, because I see the hardship that they're going to have to go through in dealing with a person that's Christian when it comes to the beliefs. They're going to go through a whole lot of hardship. And I want them to basically escape that and not have that issue. So that's going to probably likely be a problem for them, unless they are just open to whoever is Torah observant. But again, I know a lot of brown folks that, heck no, you better not. Now I guess in this day and time we see a lot of mixed families and stuff like that, and so it's less of a problem. But you still in the circles hear it in the private. I have relatives that's palm skin. And it's many times I've walked into their homes, and when I was coming up the drive, me and my family, and coming up the sidewalk, you can hear them talking loudly and everything. But once we get inside, the conversation shifts and it's quieter. Whatever they were talking about, the dynamics of it changed. The conversation changed. These are still my relatives, though. I still got love for them. But I recognize that there's a change and stuff like that. And, my sister, she loves her dog. I think she loves her dog more than people. And that's, you know, her palm skin heritage. Basically, you know, you can't hug her without getting dog hair on her. She loves her dog. But I love my sister, regardless to all of that, you know, her choices and stuff like that, her love for her animal and stuff like that. And she probably would choose that animal over me, but I choose her. She my sister. Sister through marriage, but still my sister. I don't really play those games or whatever and stuff like that. You know, I look past that, but of course I realize that people have trepidations due to those things. And so with that being the case, I'm like, man, do I judge people automatically off of those things and have it where, okay, I can't deal with you because of your ignorance in this area? And ignorance means they just don't know. Because a lot of folks that I've seen had bias due to skin color, when you get around them and stuff like that and challenge that, they shift, they've changed. Most people have not had that challenged. People say, well, you can't trust. I'm like, I don't trust anybody, especially if you haven't earned it. Doesn't matter your skin color, so that means nothing. Just because they are another color, that don't affect my trust. Because I don't trust brown folks. The ones I'm around mostly is brown folks, so my trust basically is very limited for anyone, but definitely for those that I'm around the most. Because if something gonna happen to me, it's likely it's gonna come through somebody that I'm around. But again, back to the Hulk Hogan thing, man, you know, rest up, whatever. You know, I didn't like what he had to say, you know, about his daughter and everything, but again, I don't know the dude. And I wish people would stop focusing so much on celebrities and stuff like that, all this idol worship that they're doing, but, you know, people gonna be people. That's gonna be the subject of conversation and stuff like that. You know, Ozzy Osbourne, I guess, died too, but shoot, sometimes some of the stuff he did seemed to be biased or prejudiced too. Anyway, just wanted to rant a little bit. Shalom.